Disclaimer: the following video contains detailed discussions of a real-life criminal case. Japan is one of the safest countries in the world, but it didn't find its most hated monster in the ranks of the Yakuza or among serial killers. It found him at a desk in a regular middle school. He was only 14 years old, and what he did made an entire nation shudder in horror and rewrite its own laws. In early 1997, the city of Kobe lived in fear. In February, an unknown assailant attacked two schoolgirls, hitting them on the back of the head with a hammer. The girls miraculously survived, but the perpetrator escaped. On March 16th, he struck again. 10-year-old Ayaka Yamashita suffered a fatal head injury and died a week later. Her friend, 9-year-old Kazumi, was wounded with a sharp blade in her abdomen, but survived, and, most importantly, was able to get a good look at her attacker's face. The police were stumped. Their only clue was the strange calling cards the criminal left at the scenes. Mutilated animal carcasses, like a headless pigeon. When 11-year-old Jun Hase disappeared at the end of May, everyone knew the maniac was back. 3 days later, on the morning of May 27th, a school janitor made that same horrific discovery at the school gates: Jun's severed head. The eyes had been removed, and inside the mouth, which had been cut from ear to ear, was a note. "This is the beginning of the game. Police, stop me if you can." But that wasn't enough for the killer. A week and a half later, the city's largest newspaper received a 3-page letter. In it, a person calling himself Sakakibara Seito taunted the police. He wrote, "Only when I commit violence do I find peace. Only by causing pain to others do I ease my own." Sakakibara was furious when the media mispronounced his pseudonym. He sent a second letter with a threat: "If you make a mistake again, I will destroy 3 vegetables a week." By vegetables, he meant ordinary people. He was ready to take 3 random lives every week because of a typo in the newspaper. Thanks to the testimony of the surviving girl, Kazumi, the police finally got a lead. On June 28th, the nightmare ended. A suspect was arrested, and the nation was in shock. It wasn't a grown man, but a 14-year-old teenager who would be called Boy A in the press. His real name is Shinichiro Azuma. He attended the same school where he had left his victim's head. During interrogation, he cold-bloodedly confessed everything. How he lured Jun to the mountains with the promise of seeing turtles. How he strangled him, then returned the next day with a saw to remove his head. He even said he drank some of the victim's blood to purify his own, which he considered dirty. Why did he do it? His motive was twofold. First, it was revenge. Revenge against the school and the education system that, in his words, had made him invisible. And second, he simply felt an overwhelming urge to kill. In his diary, he wrote about experiments to test how fragile human beings are. His lawyers tried to prove his innocence, arguing that the notes were written with a level of intelligence far beyond that of a C student. But Azuma personally confirmed his guilt to his mother during a prison visit. He was found guilty of 2 murders and sent to a juvenile correctional facility. But the most shocking part was yet to come. On March 11, 2004, after serving less than 7 years, a 21-year-old Azuma was released. And what did he do? He published an autobiography titled Zeka, in which he detailed his crimes. Despite public outrage, the book became a #1 bestseller in Japan and made him a rich man. As a taunting provocation, he even sent copies of his book to the families of the children he had murdered, along with a note of apology. This case had a huge impact on Japan. The government was forced to lower the age of criminal responsibility from 16 to 14. The scariest part of this story is that the tragedy could have been foreseen. But no one, not his family, not society, could recognize the monster hiding behind the face of an ordinary schoolboy until it was too late. Do you think a criminal should have the right to profit from stories about their deeds? And was the punishment for Boy A sufficient? Write your opinion in the comments. I'd be very interested to read it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss new investigations. See you soon.